Al Green.
Okay.
I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do.
Shut the fuck up! Hey! What, Tony?
It's alright with me. Cause you.
Oh, thank you.
Do you need to leave?
No, bitch.
Okay.
Greetings, everybody. Peace. And welcome to Kiy NY7. I was talking for a little while. I started on time like I usually do. I wasn't live yet, apparently. But I am now. So today, I hope everyone's doing well. Whether it's reached you earlier or later. Thanks for coming through. Consider subscribing, hitting like, and conversate. It's good to interact. It helps with the live stream. Or if you catch the replay and something intrigues you, please do leave a comment. Your thoughts are encouraged here. For this live stream, which won't be long, you can see from the thumbnail right there, I have from bragging to bankruptcies. So we'll talk about at least a couple of the moguls and have some other people to talk about too, how maybe sinful ways and things unbalanced can lead to your downfall. You could be up tippity top 1 minute and then you can fall right on back down. That's just how it goes. So I want to talk about that, particular with Dame Dash, who is a CEO, former CEO of Rockefeller Records, led by one of the best rappers, arguably the best rapper, Jay-Z. He also was a love interest of Aaliyah, who's no longer with us. He also was the one that hired the flight person that caused the plane crash too, with her and others, which is just, there's something still so off about that. But anyway, moving on. Also with Dr. Phil, a lot of people know Dr. Phil is through network, through television. Oprah Winfrey is the one that put him on, and we probably wouldn't even know him. So it's like he turned on her too in different ways, and his politics seem to have gotten him a lot of backlash. But in the meantime and in between time, the bottom line is they've both been claiming bankruptcy quietly, but they've been claiming bankruptcy. So I'm going to show some receipts on that. The other part of live stream too gets into astronomy, which I'm big on here on my channel. Mainly things that have to do with solving problems I like to talk about on here. And different other things too. It's kind of hard to just bottle it in, but I do have a focus. So a lot of people should know by now, I would think, that the 3I Atlas has been unexplainably coming our way. So I'd like to know your thoughts on that too. These are some universal topics. Some are general, some are universal for everyone here on this planet Earth. I've been saying for the past 2 or 3 years that we're going to start seeing signs that we've never seen before, but they're coming from the skies. This is one of them. The 3I Atlantis is coming into our solar system. There's never been anything like it, and I want to get right into that too. And thanks for coming through. Feel free to chime in on any of the topics that I'm going over. But right now, I'm going to start off with showing some things about Dame Dash and how he owes money still. I'll show how much Dr. Phil is supposedly worth, which is somewhere around maybe 400 or so. We'll show it. He's worth some million still, but he's also bankrupt because his media company is being sued for $500 million, believe it or not. So I'm just going to get right into that right now and appreciate y'all coming through.
Hadn't won a $300,000 judgment, and Dash owes me approximately $74,000 in change in lawyer fees, and I was hopeful to have collected today. A small country girl from North Carolina, I attended one of his seminars, and I put up money for him to produce a film. He subsequently stole the film. I took him to court in Southern District here in Manhattan and won a $300,000 judgment. I was paid. Then he filed a retaliatory lawsuit for $1 million against me for a book cover, which he also lost and appealed, which left me with about $80,000 in debt and lawyer fees. So I would like to, I'm a working woman, I'd like to recoup those.
Right. And the bid was $1 million.
The bid was $1 million.
So do you think you'll be able to recover anything at all?
Not from this auction, because there are so many debtors in front of me, to include child support, unfortunately. So That said, I don't think I'll get a dime from this effort. I spent more money coming here than I'm going to recoup having been here. So it's kind of, it's a little disappointing, but we'll find another way to make the wheels of justice turn.
So this is not the end.
It's not the end.
So as you just heard, he owes her $1 million. Well, she gave up 70,000 towards a movie deal. Now, this is hello, greetings to you. This is where I was moving towards too. You notice she said child support is already waiting, and other people that he owes are waiting. A lot of people didn't realize and slept on the fact that Dame Dash sold all of his share of his Rockefeller records to New York State. When he did that, that was basically just to cover his child support. Dame Dash owes so much child support. I'm going to show that too. And this isn't just because he's beefing back and forth with people, because I was already like looking into things about him that just, they're just off. They're off putting and they're just off. So I'm going to show y'all something right here. Thanks for coming in. Consider subscribing or conversating, hitting like, you know, the usual. It's appreciated and it helps. If not, I mean, you're here, right? All right. And I appreciate you being here. According to the New York Post, fallen rap, they be going in on him too. It's funny. Now, this was just recently too, September 6th. Fallen rap mogul, former Jay-Z partner, Damon Dash owes $25 million in debt, and he files for bankruptcy. He's a co-founder of Rockefeller Records, but for a long time he struggled financially. He is $25.3 million in debt and has filed for bankruptcy, and there are court records to show. Hold on one second. Okay. I hope y'all can hear me good. The 54-year-old fallen music producer was only measly 4,000. They said he has $4,350 to his name, according to Chapter 7 bankruptcy documents. Now, some people file for bankruptcy and they shouldn't. They have stuff stashed away, but they're doing it, in different kind of ways. But again, this has been decades in the making, over a decade in the making, of him spiraling downward and failing with his prior successes. So Dash owes nearly $19.8 million in debts to the government and $648,000 in domestic support. So that's where the child support comes in that I mentioned, but also marital support, because part of people's downfall, and I'll say this is for the men mostly, they get with the wrong women. They get with women that usually want the money anyway. They know what's up. There's a difference between parting ways and I'll take what I came in with. You can still look out here and there if you want. But if we got nasty with each other, nasty divorce, I don't expect you to give me anything. Women are getting with men and they know why. When it ends, it doesn't end when we have a child. We get to know that we got money coming in at least for 18 years. Men have started getting a little more wiser with their child support, payments, with their child support obligations. Now, he also owes Cindy Morales, the mother of his son Lucky, who's 21 now. Now he's grown. And Linda Williams, the mom of his son Boogie, 33. So the records filed Thursday in Florida revealed that. The court documents put the washed up rap moguls, these are their words, monthly income at zero. That's zero. So I know y'all see him popping up online with his eyeball looking like it's about to pop out. Something going on with his eye. His teeth are falling out of his mouth. That was just the beginning of the end. He's down to zero. He's claiming he has no income and said he does not own any homes. Now, don't we keep seeing him in the mansion? So I'm going to show that too. Don't we keep seeing him twirling around with his woman that's somewhere in the background all the time? That's not catching his teeth when they fall. He doesn't own any cars, household appliances, or electronics besides a $500 cell phone. Y'all hear that? A $500 cell phone is all he is claimed to have right now. His only other personal assets included 2 guns valued at $700. We don't care about that, and jewelry, and plus $100 cash. This is Dame Dash we're talking about right here. Dame Dash reportedly had fallen out over finances when we know about this back in the 90s and possibly into the early 2000s with rapper Jay-Z. He opened out about his financial woes in August 2024. Curious to see what all rolls out, blah, blah, blah. He's been scorned since him and Jay-Z have broke up during their contract. That their relationship was never the same. It was never the same. It's still not now. It's broken, but it's broken because of finances, mismanagement, and misjudgment of each other. Him and Cam and Dame Dash are going back and forth currently, right? They both have so much to say about each other, right? But if you really read between the lines, he admits that he told Cam he wanted him to be partnered with him as one of the heads of Rockefeller Records. Cam, to me, he's one of the best rappers. He always had me as soon as he came out. He's great storyteller, great rapper, great charisma. He charmed Dame Dash so much that he was going to let him partner in with him. He didn't even think about Jay-Z or nobody else. He just skipped over everyone and wanted Cam to be his partner. Somebody asked me how I got so broke, investing in my dreams. When you're investing in your dreams, you dream big. You're always going to be broke, he reportedly said in the clip. The new court filings told by Manhattan federal court judge to either pay the $1 million he owes in creditors or wind up behind bars. So right now, he's facing jail time. Now he's online saying whatever because nobody's really reading articles like me. I mean, not nobody, but I know I read articles. And plus, if I have an inkling on something, I tend to keep going back. And when I go back, I find more and more information. So much to the point where I'm going to get into court records. I'm going to be this and that, where he still looks like he's living it up, laughing at everyone else. But I really think his ego, like I said, is getting in the way. A lot of men have egos. You just have different levels of ego. That's the only difference when it comes to men. Men in power do tend to switch up on you. Women do too. But to land yourself like this is kind of mind-boggling to me, because you see men have kids with women that there's no future with. There's really no future. It's a look. That's it. That's why as soon as you're gone, they don't want just child support. They want you to support them for the rest of their lives. There's a big difference there. The fallen mogul allegedly sought to evade paying out a pair of judgments handed down in the Big Apple, New York, by hiding his money, destroying evidence, and refusing to comply with court orders. That's why this has been quiet for a while. He's been working on destroying his evidence. But the problem is he has a big mouth along with his big ego. That's why people like me keep investigating you. We ain't really letting nothing get past us because there's something off with you. There's something off-putting with your shadiness, with your businesses. There's something off-putting ever since you came on the Breakfast Club and basically put everyone down there because they had a job. It's okay to have a job, but have dreams and still be an entrepreneur. You let your ego get in the way when you're not each one teaching one. You're just putting other people down below, beneath you. He even attacked like DJ Envy's kids. Dash allegedly attempted to dodge paying nearly $900,000 in one lawsuit, a defamation claim brought by filmmaker Josh Weber. So that's a whole other filmmaker. By slowing down demands, reveal his assets, found him guilty back in 2022. Now, from the very beginning, I told you he owes this other woman because he does shady movie deals or half-ass movie deals. I'm going to play her again.
Dash owes me approximately $74,000 in change in lawyer fees, and I was hopeful to have collected today. A small country girl from North Carolina. I attended one of his seminars, and I put up money for him to produce a film. He subsequently stole the film. I took him to court in Southern District here in Manhattan and won a $300,000 judgment. I was paid. Then he filed a retaliatory lawsuit for $1 million against me for a book cover, which he also lost and appealed, which left me with about $80,000 in debt and lawyer fees. So I would like to, I'm a working woman. I'd like to recoup those.
Right. And the bid was $1 million.
The bid was $1 million.
So do you think you'll be able able to recover anything at all?
Not from this auction because there are so many debtors in front of me, to include child support, unfortunately. So that said, I don't think I'll get a dime from this effort. I spent more money coming here than I'm going to recoup having been here. So it's kind of, it's a little disappointing.
So you heard right there, that was another woman that invested around $70,000, gave it directly to Dame Dash for a movie deal that never happened. So she did her due diligence. She didn't stay quiet. She's been pursuing him with court proceedings, but she has to get in line because there's so many people that he already owes. She just mentioned child support. And then she said the others. We don't even know how many people he owes, but he owes so many that there's no way. And that's why he's broke now. So it's interesting that a man can come on here, laugh in all of our faces in different ways because he makes people feel like they're peasants. They're below him. You're nothing like him. He got it going on. It's great to have it going on, but watch who you step on because they might move and they're not going to be under your shoe no more. They're going to be above you. I'm going to finish some more of the article, and then I had something else to show with his current beefing. Another Manhattan judge ruled that Dash had destroyed financial evidence that was highly relevant to current and future litigations brought to him by author Edwina Brooks that claimed Dash owed did I lose my spot? Dash owed here it is, claimed Dash fraudulently hid funds to dodge paying her nearly $100,000 for a judgment in an earlier case. Okay, so that's the end of it right there. Now, I just listed around 5 places that he owes hundreds of thousands of dollars. So those add up to millions too. Let me go to the other one that I just had. I have a lot of tabs open. All right, 1 second. In the meantime, I hope everyone is doing good. I have ticker tape at the top, just different ways that does help support the channel if you are interested, I would think. Okay.
Broke his silence on the issues with his teeth and some other things.
What's wrong with you?
He said y'all can get your Kiki off now because he is doing what he has to do. Mm-hmm. So he sat down. He has a series on his American News Network on YouTube. It's called Bosses Take Losses. And this is part 1 of this new series. And he's addressing the teeth and, Cameron back and forth for a lot of things. Let's take a listen to Dame Dash.
This isn't the Cam that I know or co-sign. Number one, talking about another man's pockets. I just felt like him and I would have conversations about that's just not the most masculine thing to do. Talking about other people, especially when they're not in the room, to me is coward shit. For me, if you have something to say to someone that you respect and that you don't go on a television show and speak on it. You give them the respect of calling them. And what I notice is when you do have people on your show, you're very nice to them. And I don't think it's a problem being nice, but I do think there's times that they should be challenged. Like I would never think that the Cam I knew would use his platform to sit with his old ops and talk about his brothers.
Why don't the rules apply to Dame though? Like Dame sits around and talks about people when they're not in the room. Like I don't understand why the rules don't apply to him.
What do you mean? Because I mean he has talked about Cameron and putting.
He just talks about people in general when they're not in the room
and stuff like that.
Yes.
But the point that Dame Dash is trying to make here, and to your point, I don't know if it stands because he does talk a lot about people, is that Cameron should just be picking up the phone and calling him, especially because.
But I'm saying, does he do that? I don't know.
Well, he did say in this that he alleges that he's attempted to pick up the phone and call Cameron a couple times, but Cameron doesn't.
I'm just talking about all the people Dame talks about. Dame sits down in front of these cameras quite often and talks about people.
Does he talk about it, or does he get asked? Does he get interviewed about it?
Does it matter?
Well, in this interview in particular, the interview opens with Dame Dash addressing the health stuff. So he has an eye patch on, and he says that.
What happened to his eye?
So he says that he got surgery on his eye because they had to remove liquid that's in his eye because he's diabetic. And then he goes to the teeth and he says that they're currently sitting in his dentist's office and that he had what
is wrong with you?
What? So he said that they currently
Wow. So there we go with that. At least got an explanation. I do know Dame Dash said he's willing to partner with someone if they can figure out how to cure diabetes 1. I believe diabetes 2, one of them is curable, but they have been having a really hard time with diabetes 1. But now that his funds are low, I don't know what's going on with that. But that's just to show some of what's been going on, some of the bankruptcy issues that he's been having now. Let me go back into because I want to show something specific when he was yeah, come on. I put BBC Club. I have to. All right.
The way they spoke and the things they spoke about reminded me of my OG Daniel, you know, and I hadn't seen Daniel.
What's the Murder Mook affiliation? I know he's in the movie, but is what y'all doing other things too?
The overall affiliation is the Harlem thing. Smoke Dizzle, who's not here, I don't know why. You know, he was hanging out at DD 172. That's the gallery I had in Tri. All right, but don't you have to wake up at 4 in the morning? Don't you think your son would love it? Wait, stop. Listen. That's not my question. Because if it was really about money, he would have called me. He wouldn't have called you. He know I'm not listening to you. How am I listening to you ask me questions about another man's money? A real man don't answer those questions. A real man don't ask them.
Well, let's talk about you. Do you feel like you get your props as a mogul,
I
man?
don't care. I take my props.
Word.
You don't fuck about props. I care. I do get my props. I'm not a mogul. I'm a tycoon. I sell oil. Don't disrespect me and say I do everything everybody else does. And I put up my own money. All these so-called moguls y'all talking about, you name one of them that put their own dough up. A boss, you're only the boss if you put up your own money. If you don't put up your own money, I don't care how much somebody gives you, you're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. So how much money can you get paid to not? There's no money in this world for someone to pay me so they could call me, so I could call them a boss. That's like calling somebody daddy. How can a man call another man, yo, that's my boss? We don't do that.
I mean, everybody at some point has to have a boss, right?
No, not in Harlem. Oh, okay. Put it like this.
Because you're somebody's boss.
No, I'm not somebody's boss. When I was in the street, someone wasn't your boss. They gave you an opportunity.
Okay.
They gave you some work. You go make it, and then you bring it back. You can go buy your own work. You do whatever you want. It's called consignment.
So why this can't be all work? This corporate America, we could be using this.
You don't own it.
But I'm
telling you. No, I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why. Question. Let me answer your question.
I'm listening.
Can you give it to your son?
How you what to my son?
Whatever you
shares
working
of this
for,
company,
yeah.
I absolutely positively can.
How?
How? Because I own shares of this company.
You bought them?
Yes.
What I'm saying is, can your son eat? Is this yours to give the whole company
this
to
full
you?
company is not my son's. No,
exactly.
It's not mine. But I own shares
stop.
of this company.
Listen. That's not my question. If your son needs a job here, can you give it to him? No.
No.
If your son needs to get some money out the bank from here, some cash flow, can he get it?
No.
All right. You don't own this.
But I can take the money from here to invest in myself.
No, it's not yours. I'm not going to fight for something I don't own. Men don't do that. I don't fight for other niggas. I fight for me. I'm not a doula. I'm not going to build somebody else's company and then take shares so my son can... All that.
See, but I'm not.
No, listen. What I'm saying.
But what about taking the money?
You come to work every
took the money from Def Jam.
I didn't take. Stop. Don't say you're speaking my business and you don't know what you're talking about. I ain't take no money from Def Jam. What you talking about?
When I mean they cut you a check.
No, they didn't cut me a check. We had a formula based on performance, and they calculated and we got paid.
That's us.
Stop. That's not us.
That's what we doing.
No. We listen. Before we had Rockefeller. We put up our own money for Rockefeller, right?
Okay.
Then we sold half of it. We became partners. So that means no one gave us anything.
All right. So that's when he was just getting like real aggressive and like really just like letting them know they place and like, y'all workers, I'm not. I'm a boss. I'm my own boss. And he really like rubbed everyone the wrong way. And then he went on to his kids. Now, Envy is type soft anyway. So I'm not surprised that he was kind of lax with it. You let people speak their minds, but he was playing you. He was playing them. He really was. And now he's been playing himself. I just showed y'all millions of dollars that he owes right now. And his wealth has decreased at the same time. He has the actual court papers saying he has zero money. He has nothing in his name, nothing to his name except a $500 phone. That's it. After all this was what, 2015? What are we now, 2025? He should have investments making money for him still. That's the same way I feel about Dr. Phil. We're going to move on to him now. I mean, it's reckless. It's reckless. You got people in power, but you mismanage, misjudge, misuse with things to do with the ego and greed. And some of it has to do with greed. You was good. You was all right for a minute, but then you got greedy. We wouldn't even know Dr. Phil, right? Unless it was for who? Oprah. What'd you say in the chat? Somebody finally actually saying something. I see y'all don't be hitting the like button, but I see y'all sitting. You must be entertained. I'm giving you information. A lot of y'all probably didn't even know that it was bankrupt. And in the final part, I'm going to be talking about the 3I Atlas, that's coming towards Earth. Charlemagne is a goofy weirdo. Okay. All right. So according to the Atlanta Black Star now, to be a bully, I'll never forgive her. Oprah Winfrey under fire after Dr. Phil's speech at Trump rally bashing DEI sparked backlash from NAACP and others. Now, this was last October. Dr. Phil, who founded Name and Fortune after Oprah Winfrey introduced her to her vast viewing audience. They got heated things. I don't know if their friendship was already falling apart or whatever, but they definitely don't agree with politics. Now, Oprah is a Republican, but she definitely speaks out against Donald Trump. Now, as most of us know, Dr. Phil backs Donald Trump. Challenging those who call Trump a bully, the TV personality, whose full name is Phil McGraw, launched a full-throated defense of the former president. To be a bully, there had to be an imbalance of power. McGraw told the overflow crowd at Madison Square Garden, and when there's not, it's just called a debate. Where we at? However, okay. Dr. Phil is an example of that you really can't trust these people. They cheat, lie, steal, manipulate, and have a spirit, there's a word against spirit, of entitlement like no other race.
I was getting paid $22,000, and the guy who I was co-anchoring with was getting paid $50,000. So I went into my boss, and I said, he's getting paid a lot more money than I'm getting paid. And you know what my boss said? Why should you make that much money? In 1980, he said, why should you make that much money? He said, he has kids. Do you have kids? And I said, no.
I cook for 5 and you cook.
Do you have a house? And I said, no.
So that's her look like she's having flashbacks of things and racial disparities and economic disparities, which are definitely relevant. That's also why there's a lot of people that never really was feeling that Oprah even gave this man a chance, because a lot of times people feel, and it is true, that a lot of people do have white privilege. But she made sure he made it out there, and he's become a household name. All right, criticism. This is the whole thing about Kamala and the back and forth. Nothing really too big going on there, but basically they've fallen out. Dr. Phil, they don't feel is personally bankrupt, but his television network is. His network was called Merit Street Media. I'm going to show some of that right now. And this is the Hollywood Reporter right here. Dr. Phil's bankrupt media company sued over $500 million. So when I say bankrupt, he lost his business. His business was the whole hub of him. Dr. Phil's show came on Monday through Friday, did it not? Most of y'all listening now, not saying a word, just looking, you know that his show has been on Monday through Friday. How could you be losing? When people have so much power and money, it makes you just wonder, how could anything that you're dealing with really go bankrupt? Especially if you have the support, you're being overseen, you have money to fall back on, or at least you should. Partner Trinity Broadcasting and Phil McGraw's Merritt Street are suing each other in bankruptcy court over a purported 10-year deal under which Dr. Phil would make 100 new 90-minute episodes of his show. Now, this was just August. This was just last month, 2025. The bankruptcy of Dr. Phil's Merritt Street Media has taken another turn, and its distribution partner suing the company for fraud and breach of contract. This had to do with a Christian network that had an affiliation with Dr. Phil. In the lawsuit filed in Texas federal court on Tuesday, Trinity Broadcasting accuses Dr. Phil, whose surname is McGraw, of swindling the Christian TV network under a $500 million 10-year deal, in which he allegedly failed to deliver any episode, let alone what I just read. He was supposed to did 160 new episodes. So the episode of Flagship Show. In a statement, a spokesperson of McGraw said 214 new episodes of Dr. Phil Primetime aired on Merritt. To say otherwise is absolutely false. McGraw's Merritt Street Media is simultaneously in bankruptcy court and suing Trinity Broadcasting for breach of contract over its downfall. There we go, downfall. So Merritt is claiming that Trinity Broadcasting didn't live up to the terms. Shortly after that, the network began to use abuse of its power as a controlling shareholder and forced to enter into a series of expensive distribution deals rather than its own network of local TV stations. So again, this is just mismanagement. The networks are going back and forth now because of their own misuse of the airtime, mismanagement of what's going to be shown on what broadcasting network. Chief among them, a 40% cut in the $68 million a year cost to make Dr. Phil by moving all production to Texas and terminating all unionized employees. So this also affected a lot of people losing their job. And like they said, all unionized employees were the ones terminated. So this was just a lot of shady business going on. How can you expect something good to happen? In negotiations, McGraw told Trinity, oh, my bad, that was still up. Okay. Gee, somebody could have said something, but all right, I see what type of time we on today. I'm going to finish this though. Where are we at? Where was I? Right here. Okay. So I kind of lost my spot, but you get it. 100 million here, there, 50% media library. So he owes that. Trinity Broadcasting says it learned of Merritt Street's Chapter 11 filing in July. So it was just in July, just a little over a month ago, that Dr. Phil's media filed for bankruptcy. They're accusing Dr. Phil of plundering the company and plotting to pull the license for Dr. Phil for use at Envoy, which is his new venture. So he's moving on to another network as he's failing and falling into bankruptcy with his current one. So that's something right there. That's no good at all. No good at all. All right, moving along. There was something else I had in here I wanted to show, just some things. And if you go to Forbes, I was looking at Forbes with what they had latest on him. Now, this is from 2020, so that is about 5 years ago. Not much difference, so. But he's been losing money. His personality, Dr. Phil McGraw, has been capped at $65 million as being his worth. So, again, filing Chapter 11, he is bankrupt. He filed bankruptcy. And we'll see how it's going to affect other things with him because it seems like it's like a trickling effect. I had something in here too. I want to show some of the inside of Dr. Phil's house. Some people feel it's weird, but it's his $5 million mansion. He has not been able to sell it for years. He tried to sell it back in 2011. It didn't work out. And he was still at it. Then he ended up just selling it or basically putting it away.
Spread across social media once it hit the property market. As it turns out, it used to belong to Phil McGraw, better known as America's Therapist, TV's Dr. Phil. This house drew attention due to its unique and strange interior. Today we're going to examine this fascinating mansion and look at who or what inspired its design. We'll then see some of Dr. Phil's other Californian homes and how much he paid for them. We then finish with some virtual globe-trotting, whilst seeing two of the weirdest yet expensive homes around. So let's get started. The Los Angeles-based abode seems to have been originally purchased by Dr. Phil back in 2007 for $5 million. In 2011, Phil was on a bit of a real estate selling.
I don't know how well that music's gonna flow over, so I can just leave it on mute. You basically get the idea. You see this, the footage, you see the grounds around it. Huge home. Nobody wanted to buy it. Could it be personal reasons too? No one wanted to buy it. He gave it to his son, basically, or sold it to his son. And I don't know if that was really a power move just to make it seem like he didn't own that asset, because again, his network is filing for bankruptcy, so he's in a crumble with his finances anyway. Okay. Now I wanted to, I'm gonna get into this one other thing here that I have. The other part of this live stream, which is for the 3I Atlas that is coming our way, coming right into our solar system. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So the other part of the stream I want to show was the 3I Atlas, which is unexplainably coming our way. That's the astronomy part of things, which I do like to look into and discussing on the channel. They're feeling that experts are saying that at some point next month, October 2025, possibly right on the 5th of the month, this large matter, which they think may be a comet, or it could be something that has been created artificially by some form of intelligence from further out into space. So I have a video to show on that, which really breaks it down and lets you know what's going on. This, let me word this correctly too. I know I could do better with my language with this. It's an interstellar object named the 3I Atlas. So it's entering our solar system. This is where all our planets are: Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, everywhere. You got the sun, us, Earth. And it's currently headed towards the sun. It has a unique speed and unique size like never seen before. It's also beginning to change color. So as it's doing these things, it's just mind-boggling to us even more. It's very intriguing and unexplainable. And it looks like it's on a path going straight towards the sun, but past the planets, close enough to see each other, but it's staying clear away from away from the Earth. So
velocity of about 135,000 miles per hour, so it's going really fast.
I'll let that play.
A plume of gas is firing in the wrong direction.
It's headed for its closest pass to the sun at the end of October.
That was the first shocking detail from the Hubble telescope's observation of 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever discovered.
3I Atlas was discovered on July 1st by the NASA-funded Atlas survey.
This celestial body is not just passing through, it's actively fighting against the forces of the sun. Its tail is generating a mysterious propulsion system, an unbelievable admission that has sent shockwaves through the astronomical community. You see, a comet shouldn't be able to do this. It defies the fundamental principles of astrophysics. And this engine-like behavior is just the first clue that 3I Atlas might be something more. NASA's impossible comet. On the 1st of July 2025, a survey telescope in Chile picked up a faint smudge of light moving at an incredible speed. Clocking in at over 130,000 miles per hour, it was instantly flagged as an interstellar visitor, only the third one ever confirmed. It was named 3I Atlas, but not all things are what they seem. Right away, this object was different. Its path through our solar system was unusually fast and straight, a trajectory so extreme it shattered records. But the real shock came when the big telescopes, like Hubble and Gemini South, turned their powerful eyes toward it. What they saw sent a ripple of disbelief through the entire scientific community. Comets have tails. That's what they do. These tails, made of dust and gas, are supposed to stream away from the sun, pushed by the constant force of solar wind and radiation. It's one of the most basic rules of the cosmos. 3I Atlas breaks that rule. Every new image showed the same impossible sight, a bright, persistent plume of material pointing directly sunward. It was fighting against the very force that should have been pushing it away. This wasn't a flicker or a temporary anomaly. It was a constant, sustained feature. The thing nobody tells you is just how bizarre this is. It's like finding a flag that blows directly into the wind. Scientists rushed to their computers running every model they had. None of them worked. The dust in this sunward plume seemed far too heavy to be moved around by solar wind in this way, yet it was clearly being ejected from the sunlit face of the comet's nucleus. It was a complete contradiction. Many people are crazy about this because it's a mystery playing out in real time, right in our own cosmic backyard.
So these findings are huge. There's never been anything like it. Like they said, this is the third object to come into our solar system from an unexplainable area somewhere farther out across another galaxy somewhere. Now, to be able to narrow it down is just amazing. So they're saying it's going to cross into our solar system next month, early October. The thing is, when it comes past, again, it's going to come past the other planets, but it's not going to get too close to Earth. It's going to be furthest from Earth. Some are saying they think it's hiding itself on purpose. It doesn't want to be seen up close. But what we do is we have plenty of cameras and such out on Mars. So they're going to be using it. It's already ready to capture any images as much as it can of this 3I Atlas as soon as it crosses the paths of it in the solar system. Once it gets through the solar system, it's going to be behind the sun. The Earth is going to be here. We have the, actually, let me move this out the way. Dang. All right. The sun is here. The Earth is here. When the Atlas comes through, it's going to be this green line that you see right here. That's where it is. That's
Force was estimated to be
3I. So somehow it's going to be so far from us, and then the sun is going to block it. So it seems so precise that some experts are saying it must be extraterrestrial. This is artificial. Something or some things or beings are controlling this thing. How is it on a straight path of no destruction just on its own like this? This is strange. But on the other hand, it's not that strange. Our planets hardly ever get hit with large debris and such. There's always things out in space. But we just happen to see this extremely large one, and it's going at an extremely high speed.
This was more than just an oddity. It was a direct challenge to our understanding of the universe. The comet was a puzzle box, and with every passing day, it only presented more locks, with no keys in sight. But the tail was just the first piece of an even stranger puzzle. Not your garden variety comet. You see, when something in space moves in a way that gravity alone can't explain, scientists call it non-gravitational acceleration. It's usually caused by jets of gas bursting from a comet's surface as it's heated by the sun, giving it a tiny, unpredictable nudge. It's the cosmic equivalent of a leaky steam pipe. But the force moving 3I Atlas wasn't tiny, and it certainly wasn't unpredictable. Astrometric tracking, the high precision measurement of an object's position, confirmed it. 3I Atlas was not following a path dictated by gravity. There was a consistent, sustained force pushing it, and the direction of that push aligned perfectly with its impossible, sun-pointing tail. This wasn't a leak, this was propulsion. The force was estimated to be around 4 times 10 to the power of -7 meters per second squared. That sounds incredibly small, but over weeks, this gentle, constant nudge was enough to shift the object's position by thousands of miles from where it was supposed to be. To get that much push from normal water ice sublimation, the comet would need to be losing 10 times more mass than what astronomers could actually see. The numbers simply didn't add up. Computer simulations came to a startling conclusion. The only way to match the observations was if 3I Atlas had a focused, sunward-firing jet emitting mostly heavy grains of dust. The estimated thrust was around 0.4 millinewton. It forces us to take the more out-there ideas about Oumuamua a little more seriously. It validates the feeling that something profound is happening.
Oumuamua was one of the other interstellar objects. Now, all of this is still considered a UFO because that stands for, unidentified flying object. It hasn't been identified. They're not sure if it's a comet. At first, it had no tail. Then I've seen someone in the comments joking, saying that the object knew that we were looking for its tail, so it grew one. So over time, it started growing a tail. They feel that it's because of the extreme changes in temperature that it's coming across as it's zooming through all of these galaxies coming into our solar system. There's ice at the tip of it to where it's breaking off, but yet the back could still have more heat to it. So there's all kind of things that have to do with temperature with this thing. No one really knows what it is, but we're going to have images of it possibly as of next month. I'm highly looking forward to it. This is going to be extremely interesting. This thing is on a path straight into our solar system, and then they feel it's going to hide behind the sun. And the astronomers and everyone just wants to know what's going to happen next. What is this thing? What does it look like? Where are these lights coming from? It started off red, now it's green. The closer it gets into our solar system, the more it is turning a green color. The colors are coming from the surface of it. Somehow the surface of this object, and not from the outer part of it. So they say that they believe it's at least 1 billion years old too, this object. So then I question too, how could it have lights on it? Some are thinking that there's lights. It could be Martians on there, things like that. And I'm like, well, if it's 1 billion years old, then that would mean they had lights, light fixtures and all that way back then. So I'm not so sure about all that, but there's the information. That's the latest on the 3I Atlas that we have so far. I meant to change the background because I was doing space background for a minute. At least that's what I was doing. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter right there. So we'll see what happens, moving forward. I think this is just very interesting stuff. I mean, it really is. And it's unexplainable. Like no one can explain it. You can't explain what's going on. So we'll find out. The closer it gets, the more information we've been having, and we're just going to be getting more and more the closer it gets to us, our solar system. But what's interesting is at first they were saying it's going to hit Earth, it's coming towards us. Now they're saying, no, it's opposite. It's like it's avoiding Earth purposefully. And a lot of things avoid Earth. Earth is protected. Our solar system has known to be protected too, but this is in shockwaves because the way it's coming, and it's like there's nothing stopping it, nothing, and it's defying science. So we're living in a day and age where we're getting more honest information from NASA, from the government and places, and we have access to more information ourselves too. So it's up to us not only to be paying attention and stay in tune, but we can find out some answers too on our own or possibly right here on my channel. Appreciate y'all coming through. I am Kiy NY7, and that about wraps it up. I discussed Dame Dash, Dr. Phil, their spiraling downfall, their ego and greed getting in the way, and now they both are claiming bankruptcy, big bankruptcy, and they have big debts. They owe millions, and they are in court saying, I ain't got it, ain't got it. So that's what's going on with that. And then we have 3I Atlas coming at us, and interesting things going on. I don't see how you could not be interested in something that's, affecting our solar system so much like this. So that about wraps it up. I have some things coming up for next week that were interesting. I do a lot of court shows. I watch a lot of court. I study law and things like that anyway, civil and criminal mostly. So there was just some things coming up. Speaking of like relationships with people, I have some things too coming up where it's showing women pretty much having the upper hand or gaining upper hand with economics. But it's mostly on the backs of men. So I'm looking at some dynamics with men and women, why we're falling apart so much. And those that are together, is it just a front? Is it just a facade? Because at the end of the day, we're seeing more and more people being sued, more and more women basically being taken care of for the rest of their lives off of scandals, off of fake marriages, all kind of things like that. So it just seems to just keep being so many signs and flags right there. And I just going to put a collection at least of some of these relationships with people. And I just wanted to just talk about some things that have to do with that. Yes, I had that coming up. And oh yeah, and then some things that do with the male anatomy, which falls into the topic of sexuality too, which I feel like I have to like gracefully be like Misty Jones and do a graceful ballet around the topics. But I did want to know some of your thoughts on male enhancements. Do you believe in them? Do you think they should exist? How do you feel about that? I'm not asking like how you feel about yourselves, your own body, unless you want to share that. But I think a lot of men are really kind of low confidence level with their eggplant areas. And with modern medicine, there are ways that a lot of people are able to make changes with their eggplant and all that stuff. So I got some of that coming up. And I was kind of encouraged by Ocho Cinco and some other people that have talked about, they wish they would have had a larger size as a male, down there and whatnot. And there are ways that you can make changes for that. And just, I don't know. I have my views on it too. We know women make changes to their bodies all the time, but it's kept really quiet that men do it too. And I just want to have conversation about that too, because I know in my adult life, I study a lot of things with sexuality and sex experts and things like that. And growing up, there was nothing you could do about your penis size. There was nothing you could do about it. Nothing. I remember Dr. Ruth was even saying, be careful because you're going to be taking pills and doing stuff and you're going to mess yourself up. But now they're able to make changes. So I don't know. I had an interest in, possibly having that discussion. So I'll see y'all back if you're interested in that. And I know I have some other things coming up too. So when they come, hopefully you'll be here. I tend to do Saturdays and or Sundays. So I'm trying to keep it like that. Usually around 7 p.m. Kiy NY7, maybe 7 o'clock Eastern time will help y'all memory. And as things come across during the middle of the week, during the weekday, sometimes I'll pull up and pop up with something. So, that's that. We'll see. But again, just watch your money because you could be a top mogul like these guys and you could find yourself tapped out. Watch how you treat people. Watch how you treat partners in your business relationships and your relationships at home. Who's to say that you treat your spouse horrible, that it don't fall into your business life? Men rule the world, right? Men are usually the ones at the top. They're usually the ones at the top. A lot of times for women to get at the top, it usually took a man. It's been proven time and time again. The difference is with Oprah, she put this man on. He felt like she was kind of playing him. She felt like he was playing her. And now they fell apart. And so is his businesses. His biggest baby is bankrupt and owes $500 million. Dame Dash owes millions of dollars. And to owe that much in child support, Dame, you should be ashamed. And so should the woman that was in your life. Because you're abusing the system because Men are rich, whatever's going on, and then you find an imbalance in child support. Child support that should have never even been even agreed to. So what I may do is check into some court papers too, some more specifics. Actually, I am. I'll see what I can collect, and then I'll bring some of that back and kind of do like a little briefing based on what we have in front of us too with that, with some of those like real details. All right. As Dr. Phil would say, okay, all right. And he was running around chasing ICE, asking people where they was from and how long they've been in the country and all that type of stuff. And then it's like, you over here, nobody won't buy your house. It was like you losing your house, right? He's losing assets. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Might as well do a flashback before I go.
Here's a clip of one of those arrests carried out with the Trump administration border czar Tom Homan.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna talk about lawyer.
Yeah. Are you a citizen?
My mom's a citizen.
Your mother's a citizen?
Yes.
But you're not?
Nope.
But you've never been deported before?
You Dr. Phil. Look, Dr. Phil.
Yeah? How do you know me?
No, I seen Dr. Phil, you know, on TV.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is an example of sanctuary cities, right? We got an illegal alien convicted of sex crimes involving children. And he's walking the streets of Chicago. Again, the downfall, the problem with the sanctuary city, that people like us walking the street rather than local law enforcement working with federal agents. This is what we're dealing with. Yeah. You've been charged with sex crimes with children?
Not really.
Not really?
All right, and with that, Dr. Phil McGraw joins Top Story once again. He's the host of Dr. Phil Primetime on Merit TV. Dr. Phil, it's great to see you again. So, Dr. Phil, I'm going to ask you this very plainly, right? Everyone knows who you are. You're a psychologist, Hall of Fame broadcaster, you're a celebrity. What exactly were you doing there this weekend on those raids?
Well, Tom, thanks for having me again. It's good to see you again. This is something that I deal with what people are interested in and how it's impacting their lives. And our viewing audience is very interested in these immigration laws and what's happening. It was one of the top issues on people's minds culturally and what's impacting their family. And we talk about the things that people are interested in on Merit TV. And what we want to do is show them with full transparency what's actually happening.
So yeah, I do remember he was right around with ICE, and it was like, I don't know, just things are falling apart on his end with his businesses too. And I don't know about the family life. That could be, you might hear something about that too. I don't know. Maybe we do. I'm gonna bring it up. But anyway, that was some astronomy and then just some things to do with the two of the moguls, finances, talk a little bit about marriage, relationship stuff, and how that can affect and have a, basically affect on how your finances go from there on. Who you choose to lay with, who you having kids with. It's affecting you later on. It was all good when y'all was together, right? Now it's like court, money, money, money. That's it. Money and assets, y'all. So that's that. And I think that about wrap it up. I don't see anyone in there still chatting. Okay, fine. Spiritual Sunday. This is Kiy NY, and thanks for coming through. And those that did participate in chatting, you are appreciated. Don't just speak up when it's more people here. It helps to just do your thing. Trust me, whatever energy y'all put out, I'm going to give it right back. If it's shitty, you're going to get it shitty back. If it's good, you get it good back. And I still treat you better than you probably treat yourself. All right, I'm Kiy NY, and that's all for now. Thanks. Peace. Take care.
Al Green. Okay. I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do. Shut the fuck up! Hey! What, Tony? It's all right with me. Uh-oh. 'Cause you thank you.
You need to leave?
No, bitch. Okay.
Blasting my black butt, am I okay? Is your white butt okay? Sit your $5 ass down. Lay your ass down. Thank you, Will. Sit down.
I know. Look at that white goat. Oh, they are so cute. Oh, look, there's a black one.
Black one? Because I'm black? Al Green. Okay. I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do. Shut the fuck up! Hey! What, Tony? It's alright with me. Cause you.
Oh, thank you. You need to leave?